I was once a vegetarian because animals feel pain, really feel it, and plants do not. But then I realised that science has not the slightest idea about how the brain generates conscious experiences. I had no way of knowing whether plants truly do not feel pain. Animals express their pain in human terms, so I had confused the plant's lack of cries, lack of tears, for a lack of pain. And when I realised this, I started eating meat again, because I'm no hypocrite. But one day I was passing a field. I saw a cow and looked straight in its eyes. And an hour later I was a vegetarian again.
Hey Luke. I thought I'd send a voice note because if I try and bring this up in person, I think we're just gonna erupt into a fight, so I'll try and keep this short. But I don't see this being long-term, or any term for that matter anymore. The thing is, you were such a sweet guy. Well, you are such a sweet guy. With how you notice things other people don't notice, and you give attention where attention's due. But there are two sides to everything, and you have an obsession with me, my brain, my friends. It's becoming unbearable, and I don't think I can live like this anymore. I went into it, the whole asexuality thing, thinking we could work around it, and with huge respect for you, but it's not something I find is sustainable for me. I deserve to be with someone who finds me attractive, not just mentally, but physically as well, and who doesn't need to know every single detail about my life and my friendships, and pretty much every person that I talk to. Don't take this the wrong way, but I really hope you heal. And I hope you find someone that loves you for it. Goodbye, Luke.
I think I might start meditating properly.
Okay.
Like, what I just said. Okay.
No, I don't think that. You don't give meditation vibes,
No?
kind of person. No, I think I could probably meditate. I think I could do
You're
that.
just stolen
Yeah.
it from me.
Yeah, I
just
have
there and
now.
then.
Yeah,
No.
I think I need some sort of mindfulness.
But I feel like there's lots of interesting things you could do. Like, you can do mindfulness just
Yeah.
going about the day-to-day
Yes,
life.
yeah.
But I think you can do things like, if you've got weeks, you
Mhm.
could sit in the garden for like a whole day and just
Or
stare
I'd
at-
like binge watch something.
I feel like
Just go from
I
binge
suppose
watch to binge watch.
it is, I don't know, I feel like I can't. I never seem to be able to binge watch things. Like I want to
just sit still.
I want to.
Yeah,
sit
I know,
still.
and I don't know why.
I just want to like. I don't want the stimulus. I just want to. I don't know. There's something addictive about it when you get into it. It's like.
I know, but what other options do you have?
Well,
What else are you going to do? Instead of, you can't meditate all day, what else are you going to do?
I can.
Okay.
No, I'll just completely lose the ability to talk to people.
Oh, wow, okay.
Just forget it.
Completely introverted.
I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not introverted enough to fully. I think I'd get bored after a day.
Well, to be honest, if I can't go outside and do my graffiti, I could do that inside.
If I can't,
maybe.
If I can't do my graffiti.
Exactly. Maybe I could do it inside.
Inside.
Yes,
the house.
exactly.
Okay. I like the idea of you just like the civil disobedience gets to the point that you're just like, fuck the door.
Yeah, exactly. And that would be for my own benefit.
Apart from the fact that you'd get kicked out of your rented accommodation in the middle of.
Oh, the whole world's going to shit.
Pandemic.
I don't think it really matters.
But you get kicked out of your
yeah,
house.
I'm just gonna whatever. What are they gonna do?
That's true. Move back in with your parents and then graffiti their house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'll just keep it's an ongoing thing.
Hey, Luke. I thought I'd send a voice note because if I try and bring this up in person, keep this short, but I don't see this being long-term, or any term for that matter anymore. The thing is, you were such a sweet guy. Well, you are such a sweet guy. With how you notice things other people don't notice, and you give attention where attention's due. But there are two sides to everything, and you have an obsession with me, active, not just mentally, but physically as well, and who doesn't need to know every single detail about my life and my friendships, and pretty much every person that I talk to. And don't take this the wrong way, but I really hope you heal. And I hope you find someone that loves you for it.
This is episode 5 of the Mysteries podcast. In the last one, I got more traffic than I expected, so I'm hoping to keep you hooked with another interesting episode. And this one is going to be about the mystery of what it's like to experience a historical event. I've just come back from university in Newcastle. I'm from Newcastle originally, as you can probably... I had a more isolating lockdown than a lot of people, because we never called each other, me and my friends. We only texted. I started trying to imagine them reading the texts, and then the more I focused on it, the more I realised I couldn't actually remember what they sounded like. I tried acid once. It was super weird. Yeah, I've tried acid. Really hard to explain. Like you feel every possible feeling in really quick succession. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Everything feels a bit off what it should feel like. Like everything's been replaced with an exact copy of itself. I feel like you go down all sorts of dark rabbit holes too. At least I do. Yeah, it has a way of bringing things out. Like you can't even talk to anyone about it sometimes. It's too personal even to talk to friends about. Stuff you wouldn't even have thought of while you were sober. What's your big secret, Zara? Ask Luke. Break into his house and steal his little book. Is that his little book of secret profiles about people? Yeah, I said he could do one about me. No idea what he's managed to find out so far. A 300-page analysis of my handwriting?
Lucy.
Right.
Why are you bringing up Lucy?
So
Yeah,
I wanted to talk to you
I'm just
about
wondering
it, and
why you bring up Lucy all of a sudden.
I want your advice, but at the same
Okay.
time, I want you to tell me
Sorry,
if I'm
studying my friend's
being
profile pictures never seen me.
completely.
No, you
I
just
don't know.
you see.
If I'm not.
So why do you know that she
saying
texted me?
the right thing.
You
I'll
just
give
asked.
I'll give you.
You do know.
example. So
Obviously.
I know now.
he's been saying things like, "Oh, you
So it was
can't
just a
write
wild
that
It was.
out
It was
because
just.
it might give
I
just
just
the wrong
thought. I think
message."
you know
And
things happen by.
I guess I kind of know what he's saying, but at the same time,
It's not a coincidence that maybe she asked about you.
it's what I want to wear, and
I don't know.
it's their problem. It's not my
Did she?
problem. So why do you
Obviously,
think
I would like to
you
think that I'm entitled to my privacy.
If I'm saying it out loud now,
and my
it doesn't
conversations with my friends,
sound-
whether or not they
sound like
include you,
I'm
because
sounding crazy,
just
doesn't it?
accept that other people have
Just carry
lives
on
and that they're gonna talk about you and it's gonna be positive, it's gonna be negative. It's like it's gonna be whatever.
Maybe he's just not used to that.
What are you
So
doing?
maybe there's a
What
way
is
of having a conversation about that, and I don't know. I feel like he might get a bit angry if I did.
Can you please? Oh my god! Can you please
exactly.
stop? Pick it every time I talk. You keep picking up the fucking pen, and I don't know. I'm overthinking it. Can you please? Do you think it's a good idea? Am I overthinking it?
No, I think it's definitely a bit red flaggy.
Yeah. If it happened to you, I'd probably say to you, "Look, sort your shit out. You shouldn't do that."
That's the thing.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
That's a good way of looking at it, I think.
You okay? Yeah, sorry, I called by accident. No worries. I'm ashamed to say you've woke us up. Coronavirus has fucked your sleep schedule as well then. Yeah. Had any ominous dreams? I was literally dreaming about you. And Keira. Like you/Keira.
Oh fuck. I'm not on your rebound list, am I?
No, don't worry. Basically, I think it was like, I was dreaming about you being in a relationship with this guy, and it was before that time that we'd had that conversation about me being obsessed, and you were telling us about how this guy was really controlling, and I was just fucking sat there taking notes. And then it sort of transitioned into a conversation with Keira. No, the conversation with Keira came first, actually. We were just sitting there normally, and then we somehow got into an argument about how she thought I'd gone through her phone. And I kept denying it, but I had this knowledge that I actually had done it. But I feel a lot better about it now I've woken up.
Had you been thinking about the obsession thing a lot?
I think it was just from thinking about the breakup. There were definitely times I got too weird with it. Like, I definitely didn't really understand the boundaries.
Did it feel similar to when you get obsessed with friends? Like writing profiles on her and stuff? I think once you mentioned that she liked how observant you were, a part of me was like, oh, that's good. But then also like, oh no, I hope this doesn't spiral.
Yeah, I think at first she seemed to like how I noticed things about her. And that kind of encouraged me.
Yeah, that's what I was concerned about.
Like, I knew it was objectively creepy, but I tried to justify it to myself because she found it sweet.
So do you think that's why she wanted to end things? If that's not too personal.
Yeah, sort of. To be honest, I was expecting the lack of sex to get to her first.
Very personal question, so feel free not to answer. But did you not do anything like that at all?
No, not at all, really.
Like, did you even hold hands or kiss or anything?
We tried kissing a couple of times, but I just couldn't pretend to be okay with it.
I feel like the best strategy might honestly be just to look for someone asexual. Like, lots of people think they'll be okay with a lack of sex, but when it comes to it, they're just not.
Yeah, I'm starting to realise that. Might have been a bit naive assuming she'd get used to it.
I mean, I'm sure she thought she'd be able to cope with it too. You did have a talk about it. It's really hard to know how you're going to respond in a relationship if you've not been in one before.
I appreciate that.
So, you know how we were talking about setting limits? I was wondering if we could try something. How about a kiss? Yeah? Is this okay? Okay. Just relax. You okay? You look like you've just eaten a lemon. Yeah. One sec.
Was your ex one of the London group? Sort of. She met Zara and came to a couple of things with her because she didn't really know anyone. Was she from a different part of London? She was from the US, but she lived in other parts of the UK for a bit before we met. Oh, right. So did she end up getting in with the group much, or did you two just go off together? She didn't see Zara much after we met. She made other friends through uni, which was a relief because it meant the group didn't rupture after we broke up. Yeah, I can imagine. Have you been talking to home friends since the pub closed? No, not really. We drifted apart a bit after I went to uni. But all my uni friends have their own friends, and fuck going back to Reading. Yeah, it sounds like being locked in a house with your parents wouldn't be fun. Are your parents behaving themselves? My granddad's ill, so they went up to Hexham to look after him in lockdown. Have you had the house to yourself this whole time? I've been listening to appalling music extremely loudly. To be fair, I've also been doing that. My house may be a bit smaller though. Lucky this happened in spring. My landlord has made the strategic financial decision to not put double glazing in yet. Fuck, that's brass. Is brass Geordie for peak? I don't know, I just hear my friend Joe describe really munted cigs as brass sometimes. Is Joe from London? He's one of the London group, but I think he's from Staffordshire way originally. Sheer. Wish I had a London group. Could probably add you to the group chat if you want. I'm sure they'd be fine with it. I don't know, I don't want to intrude. I think they'd probably like the novelty of a new person. Maybe then, but check if they're okay with it. I've started listening to your podcast. Fuck, am I about to get your scathing critique? No, I quite like it. It's interesting about coronavirus kind of being a historical event. My friend TJ said it was like a really middle-class version of the Blitz. Wish I'd put that in the podcast, that's a good way of putting it. My granda reckons it's kind of similar, but he lived in Nukes, so I don't know. Could do another episode on it, I feel like the analogy's interesting. Could get you on as the resident psychologist. Pretend I have a PhD. Act like I'm really famous and leave everyone trying to look me up on Wikipedia. I'd just be asking really stupid questions like Philomena Kunk. Why do I get the urge to dance around naked as soon as my parents leave the house? Is that question drawn from personal experience, Livy? No, it's me predicting your behaviour. There's too many windows here. Never realised people actually did that until recently. To be fair, you seem like you'd wear a fleece indoors in the middle of summer. Why did your parents start doing it as soon as lockdown hit? No, my ex used to do it. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? That is a very non-standard reaction from a guy to their partner walking around naked. Yeah, that's what she said. Was it just a bit of a surprise? I think I'm just on the less body-focused end of the bloke spectrum, to word it extremely awkwardly. Oh, really? Yeah. Do you feel like you might be asexual? I think so, but I like the idea of being in a relationship. I hope the nudity joke didn't make you uncomfortable. No, not at all. I've been thinking a lot about it, and I feel like some things are more okay than I thought they were. Like bodies are interesting, and kissing feels kind of interesting when you get past how weird the proximity is. I agree. I've always felt kind of asexual too, but I didn't know if it counted. Oh, really? Like you enjoy some things but not others? Yeah, like I can be into certain things, but sex weirds me out. But there's definitely something there that feels like sexuality.
That must be tricky as a girl. Like, if you were fully asexual, you could just avoid it, but I imagine it's complicated. Yeah, people definitely tend to assume you'll want things even if you've said you won't. Yeah, I feel like people get really insecure if you express that you don't want to. Did your ex get like that? I mean, like a tiny bit, but she was pretty self-aware about it pretty quickly. But she was smaller than me, so I never felt in danger or anything. Yeah, I guess that's a difference. I don't think anyone's been actively aggressive to me about it, but yeah. There's a certain type of guy who gets really weird about it. I apologise on behalf of that type of guy. It's not your fault. I'm sorry your ex made you uncomfortable. No, it really wasn't that bad. I think it was a two-way street and she was a lot more understanding about it than me. What was her name? Keira. Is she in this group chat I might be getting added to? No, don't worry. She never got that in with them. It's my friends Zara, Joe, Arthur and Christian. Are they all just friends you met in sixth form when you moved down? Yeah, just people I met before uni. They're very chill.
Shut up all your windows, lock up all your doors, rip up all the floorboards, and disconnect your calls. We're in it for the long haul, where bed sheets fill my mind. I'm looking for the type of glee that's really hard to find. A better place to hide away from the darkness creeping in reality. My mind, care for places that I leave behind.
To think Luke's the last person I saw in real life before perishing in my house. Have you chosen this as your day to perish? Yeah, I've selected this as my final day, kiss kiss. Can you film it, please? You are not using footage of my brutal death for Instagram clout, Luke. Would you lot mind if I add my friend Livy to the chat? She lives in London and all her friends have pissed off. Yeah, add her. Yeah, sounds good. Yes, seconded. Too many, man. Hi, Livy. Welcome to the Grifters chat, fellow grifter. Have I implicated myself in all your grifts by joining this chat? Yeah, you're in deep shit if the police ever get your phone. Fuck's sake. Are you Luke's replacement for Keira? Why the fuck would you say that? I'm an impulsive gal. He hasn't told me I'm replacing her, but it's possible that may be his first grift unto me. Zara, why are you trying to fuck up his chances, man? HARVEY. Yeah, Arthur, HARVEY, man. She's a canny lass and Luke's a canny lad, like. Fucking Howie. He's scribbling down notes about how to persuade me into it. Oh, is he doing a fucking profile of you as well? No, I'm not. What's this? Luke likes analysing people. Zara, do you have any fucking social intuition at all, man? She made a comment like she knew. The mystery of the Romans. Do you make secret profiles of people, Luke? Well, Zara might as well tell you. I think if you scrolled back far enough in the chat, you'd find it anyway. No, I'm not going to dob you in. You've already fucking dobbed us in, man. So, basically, I went through this phase of getting kind of obsessed with learning about people. And I wanted to work my way out of it. So I confided in Zara and Arthur about it. And they were just like, if it would help, you can make profiles of us. What, like consensually? Yeah, like as a little project. So I didn't feel the need to do it to other people. I realise this is extremely weird. No, actually, I feel like it sounds pretty healthy. Or like a healthy way of dealing with something unhealthy. I didn't expect them to just deposit that lore in the chat. No, that seemed kind of mean. I think Zara's just very impulsive. But I obviously have my own flaws that she's helped me with, so I've learned to put up with it. I feel like you're all very compassionate about each other's quirks. I just want to stress I'm not obsessed with you, / making a profile of you. In case you were spooked. Oh no, I wasn't spooked. I mean, you can if you want. I really don't have to. You can if you want, it could be interesting. I don't have any social media though, so good luck. Okay, if you're sure. You have been added to the roster.
Why does LSD work the way it does? This question's been in circulation for the last 60 years, since Albert Hofmann first synthesized the chemical and used it himself in the 1940s. That Swiss chemist ingested some of it by mistake, perhaps through his skin, and said that he felt a peculiar sense of restlessness, and saw a play of complex colours and shapes in front of his eyes when he closed them. Deliberately consuming more of it, although only in a tiny dose, he had what he described as a most severe crisis. The world looked as though he was seeing it through a warped mirror, literally and metaphorically. He asked his neighbour to come round with milk, hoping that it might make him feel a bit better, and said that when she appeared at the door she seemed like a witch, her face contorted in subtle but alarming ways. All of his furniture loomed over him, a circle of demonic entities taunting him. He began catastrophizing. What if he died? What if his family thought he'd accidentally killed himself through stupidity, even though he really had taken a tiny dose that he didn't expect to have any effect? Subsequent users of LSD-25 reported similar things. Their brains seemed to wrench uncomfortable thoughts and emotions into the forefront, almost without their permission. Most of us are so used to being able to control our thoughts and suppress inconvenient ones, that having our thoughts run beyond our control is frightening, especially as our bodies feel nauseous and restless. But all the same, most of these early experimenters reported that this discomfort often gave way to the opposite, feelings of intense wellness, such as they'd never experienced before. Physical euphoria, a mandatory appreciation of small things that they would otherwise have overlooked, an acceptance of mortality, a realization, if I may quote George Harrison, that life goes on, within you and without you.
There's this incredible sense that everything is brought together. I would say things look more similar than I expected them to before when I was not out. But things are beautiful. It's as though I'm looking through the lens of a wonderful camera and watching the most beautiful film. If a takeout meal were placed in front of me, it would feel demonic. You could see the money in it. It would feel like an intrusion or some spike poking in, offering you some kind of an opioid. feel the sense that somebody is watching, as though someone is looking past you. It's behind you.
The Romans viewed a person's body as a reflection of their character. A beautiful body was associated with a beautiful moral character. This perspective continued in a later European art. The picture of Richard III, devised by the Tudors after they killed him in the Battle of Bosworth Field, shows him as ugly, old, with crooked fingers and a hunched back. This has recently proven to be inaccurate. But the Tudors used this unflattering depiction of him to sow the idea that he was untrustworthy and a bad king. Nowadays, we view this kind of thing as abhorrent. The thought of judging somebody by their body or their face makes us very uncomfortable. People can't control the way they look. But to judge somebody by their actions is still seen as perfectly acceptable. I wonder, is there such a difference?
I liked your podcast episode about free will. I feel like you've hit a lot of the big philosophical points. Thank you. I was worried I'd waded into something I knew nothing about. Have you gone into the philosophy of it much on your course? Actually, what's the consensus on it? Like, do psychologists think there's free will? Yeah, we did, and the morality and everything. It's kind of divided. I think most people on the science end think it doesn't really exist, or that the way most people think about it doesn't really match up with the science. I sort of thought that, but I didn't really know how to explain it. Hang on, I'll send a voice note.
Okay, so most people would probably say they have the free will to choose how they make certain decisions. So, for example, if you had to choose between eating a big cake or eating an apple, in theory, you choose either of them and you're in complete control. Even if there might be reasons to choose one way or the other, you can ignore the reasons and choose whatever you want. But what part of you is actually making the decision? Like, I feel like most people would answer that your brain is doing a load of like little calculations about what's more sensible or like what you want most. But then we imagine there's like somebody in like the control room making the ultimate decisions. But it doesn't make sense when you pull it apart. Like they talked about this thing called the homunculus problem, where we imagine there's this little person inside our brains that's actually making the decisions. But then how is the little person making its decisions? Like, eventually you have to explain exactly how the decision is getting made. Either it's just getting made by some kind of brain algorithm, which isn't really free will, or it's getting made at random, which isn't really free will either.
That's kind of what I was going for on the podcast, but I wondered if there's a way of saying it that sounds more watertight, because it sort of sounded like, when I listened to it back, it sounded like word games or like sleight of hand, rather than like something that's watertight and scientific.
I don't know. I always think of it as like two ends of the spectrum. One end, your brain is just like a really complicated computer which spits out the same information every time. Like, it's complicated, so I don't know. Say, for example, you're the same temperature and the same amount of tired and the same, I don't know, hunger. The decision is always going to be the same. It's like determined by the physical circuitry that's in the brain. But on the other end, you have like complete randomness. I don't know, like the structure of the brain actually has nothing to do with it. You kind of just like spit out decisions randomly, and I don't know, I just feel like none of those things are free will, and like I feel like there's no mixture of them that would make free will. Do you see what I'm saying?
It's kind of making me feel less weird about the whole obsession thing. I mean, I don't think you have to feel too bad about that anyway. It was kind of a relief to hear about it, actually. Not to show my hand too soon. Show your hand. Let's just say I don't think any of us are immune from the obsession thing necessarily. What do you mean? That's just a thing I kind of thought I was alone in. I feel a bit bad for not mentioning it sooner.
Like you must have felt really isolated and vulnerable, and I could have just told you it's not just you. You don't have to tell me anything you don't want to. I'd be happy to hear it though. I can try and send a voice message.
I think I have a problem, I guess. Like you. I don't know why, but I just want to see. This is so weird. I just want to see people's bodies, like. All their shapes and it's like, it's not like, oh, I'm intrigued. It's like, I want to breach the boundary, and I find myself thinking of ways to get people to take their clothes off, I guess. Which I know is fucked up. I know it's fucked up. Like, I've never really been interested in sex. It's not, like, about that. It's just about seeing them and, like, I don't know. I've never really told anyone this before. I just think, like, how do you explain to someone that feeling? That, like, need. Girls think it's weird. And guys make it fucking weird. Just don't want you to think I'm fucked up. Stupid. Anyway. That's me. Yeah.
I completely understand. It's not your fault. You didn't ask to be the way you are.
sometimes people seem to behave like I did choose to be like this. But you didn't. More people are probably like you than you realise. Thank you for not being weird about it. How could I be weird about it? I don't have a leg to stand on. Don't have to answer, of course, but have you ever had anything like that with bodies? Like sometimes I just wonder if it's a thing that happens with asexual people. Like our sexualities didn't develop properly, so we end up having unhealthy obsessions with random things. Not that specifically, I kind of don't really like to think about bodies like... That's partly why the relationship with Keira collapsed, I think. I sort of mildly freaked out whenever she was naked. I felt guilty about it for ages because it probably made her feel quite shit about herself in retrospect. Yeah, I see that, but you can't help what you react to. I feel like people expect you to be okay with that in a relationship, though. Like you think you should have been more forthcoming about it. I made clearer that I'm just attracted to her in a different way. That's the thing, if you just don't like relationships at all, that's one thing. But if you kind of have a sexuality but the boundary's in a weird place, people don't like it. Yeah, people talk about boundaries, but then they're just nah, I need my sex, let's negotiate. Yeah, exactly. But I read something interesting about bodies once that some guy wrote on acid back in the 60s. About how the body is created through nature and you can't control the cards you're dealt physically. But that must apply to the brain as well. It's created through nature and you can't control the hand you're dealt. And any behaviour to change your brain or your body will just boil down to what your brain was like when you were born. And what your environment's been like since then. The bad bit of my brain and the good bit almost felt like two different people who couldn't communicate. Yeah, I kind of get that. My flatmates at uni would ask why I did the profiles and I just wanted to be I don't know, it's got nothing to do with me, ask him. The guy that wrote that thing in the 60s while he was on acid started asking his friends, why do you look like that? Why does your nose look like that? I think it's more obvious when you put it like that, why is your brain like that? Why did you choose that shape? Why did you choose those circuits and that arrangement? Maybe the Romans and the Greeks had a point. Maybe morality's just a physical feature, just like everything else. No, that totally makes sense, I just can't think of what to add. I used to dress up in 60s clothes and imagine I was on acid and try to put myself into his headspace. Did you actually? I don't know why I thought that would work. I'd be well up for that at some point.
Watching. As though somebody's looking past you. Behind you, looking through you. Very. I can't place it. I can't place it. It's as though that. It's not me. Certainly not me, but. We do have a lot in similar. In common. There's a lot in common between me and Luke. It's a strange sensation. It's like watching another person's reality.
Hey, do you have a hairdryer, or maybe your mum has one?
I think so. Would you mind? Yeah, I know what a fucking hairdryer is. Do you think you could just like, if you're gonna walk around the house, could you just like cover yourself with something?
Why is it so important?
Just, it's like a family house, and I know nobody's here at the moment, but it's just like.
Are there cameras?
No, there's no cameras, but it's just. To me, it feels just a bit in your face if it's just, you know.
Okay. You seem
It's
to be
just
fine
the
with
sort
me
of-
sending you photos.
Aye, but it's the kind of thing you need. I just feel the need to have some warning about. It's just, I'd rather know in advance. Like if you'd said, I'm going to go and have a shower and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to not bother putting something on, I could just. It's just a very. It's a very shocking thing.
Do you even look at the photos I send you?
Yes.
What was I wearing yesterday?
In the picture.
Yeah, the one I sent you on Snapchat.
Nothing? I don't know. I don't. Okay. I don't. If I'm out in public, obviously I can't look at the picture. You know. I can't always. It's not always a good time.
No, look, it's fine. Like, I'll just go out with the wet hair.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey.
Yeah. Something happened.
No, I'm just, I'm sorry.
What for?
Well, earlier when, I should have covered up, I should have got something, I don't know. I didn't want to make you feel like that, and I didn't anticipate it either.
No, I mean it's a bit of a random thing. Like, you wouldn't have expected.
I've never experienced that before, really.
No.
But it is, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, it is a bit demoralizing. Just knowing that you don't find me attractive.
It's not that I don't find you attractive, it's just a different way of finding someone attractive. Like a more mind-based way than a aesthetic.
It's kind of funny
way.
how you're so into my brain but then so weirded out by my body.
I'm not weirded out by it, it's just I'm weirded out by bodies in general. It's not that I think you're an unattractive person. I feel like that's how you've taken it. I don't think you're an unattractive person. I think you're an attractive person. It's just I can't help my reaction to bodies. I can't. That's not something I can control.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you have to control it. The last thing I want to do is make you change. But maybe we can both adapt to this.
Like, compromise?
Yeah. I think it would be healthy for you to exercise some self-control when it comes to my friendships and my social life, and I'll try and exercise some self-control when it comes to the physical side. But I think it is important to leave a bit of mystery.
I guess that applies. Yeah, yeah. To both.
So.
Okay. Was that what you meant? Sorry, I fell asleep. No worries. I couldn't get to sleep on the sofa. Why were you sleeping on the sofa? My room's full of black mould. I've texted the landlord 3 times, but he is not interested. I'm going to Newcastle because my granddad's really ill. Do you want to stay here till I'm back? I'm so sorry. Are you sure? I feel like I might have guilted you into it. Oh, you might as well. I've got a floor bed or just the normal bed. I'll tidy everything up.
Luke? Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were.
Olivia.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Yeah. I'm feeling it. How are you?
Yeah. I'm feeling good.
Good. Zara.
Yeah?
I can't make it.
Oh. We're not feeling it, or?
I don't think so. I think maybe.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe weirded out by taking it, or I mean, I can go.
No,
if you don't want it, like a two-person isn't.
No. Stay. Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. As long as you're happy with that.
Yeah. We could go upstairs. Or...
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. What are you doing?
It's sharp, but it's not. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, no.
But it is.
Mm. Feels so nice to close my eyes. Feels like I thought this would be more like hallucinations. Really, I feel like it's textures and sounds, and everything just feels really clear.
Like you didn't know whether it would be hallucination or delusion or just your imagination.
Yeah. Like, everything's so soft.
I feel like you can use your imagination. You still know it's your imagination, but high definition. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Just I feel orange.
You look orange.
It's just about to
You
ask
do.
you that. Do I?
Yeah.
What is it? Spider.
Is that a fucking bird?
What is it?
A bird? A bird? Oh, it's not real.
Well, yeah.
That's weird.
What? Mystery. What was that mystery thing? When Luke's other mystery was when you were here. What was that? What was it? That.
Oh, yeah, his cryptic message means
Yeah.
basically. What he was saying was that different people. No, sorry. That different people were blamed for different things that they can't help. But some things they're not blamed for. So like with genes, they're your genes. No, not those genes. No, as in if you had like a mental health problem like
Anxiety.
yeah, depression.
Mm.
You're not blamed for that. That's just your genes. You can't help it. It's in you. But we blame people for their behaviour. If someone was aggressive or I don't know, obsessive, you get blamed for it and vilified for it.
So you're saying what's the difference? Where's the
Yeah, exactly. It's wrong. Everyone should be treated the same.
Is it not maybe a choice for those people?
No, you can't make a choice about the colour of your eyes or the way you speak.
But then can you choose to get too drunk? Can you choose to get too high?
Yeah, but that's not behaviour. That's not behaviour. That's like being predisposed to wanting to feel a certain way.
There's a book about it.
What?
It's in a book.
What book?
The Mystery of the Romans. Yeah, some guy, 1968, was high, wrote a book about that very subject. You know, the different treatment of different people for their behaviour.
Okay, here, right. Textures rolled over textures. Both of their faces seemed to echo. All the detail in their skin seemed to get sharper. The creases in their heads got deeper. When I looked in the mirror, I knew who I was, but I didn't find myself familiar. Not just because I looked strange, but because I felt that the person in the mirror was a separate person. Somebody that I had always been on the inside, suddenly viewed from the outside. And I saw the creases in my own face and the red spots on my jaw and the horrible stubble cast over the oily backdrop of the shining skin, and I didn't judge it. I saw it for what it was, the picture of Dorian Gray, the flawed exterior of the flawed interior. I took my clothes off to bathe in the river, and I still felt naked when I put them back on. I felt tight to my skeleton, and I couldn't stop myself laughing. When I read the Bible years later, I read that Adam and Eve were naked in the Garden of Eden, and I felt like I now knew what that meant.
I've actually never sat down and read it.
I feel like I was just expecting to dress up in some 60s clothes and see a dancing goblin, but this has been actually really deep.
Do you like the way that you are?
Yeah, it's alright.
Do you like the way that you look?
I reckon so. It's alright.
Do you reckon the two are connected? Because what he writes makes it sound like they're connected.
I just reckon they're all a lot of acid.
Yeah.
No, I know what you mean. I feel like weird. Like naked, like exposed.
What do you mean?
Like I feel really like aware of like all my flaws and stuff, and I feel almost childlike and like giggly and like yeah, exposed, raw. This is me.
In a good way.
Yeah, in a good way. Yeah. I feel like I want to tell you all my secrets. Like I want to break rules.
I always want to break rules. But there's also a part of my brain that's... No, don't be hedonistic.
What on this?
Like, don't make rash decisions.
But you've just taken acid, so.
Yeah, I suppose that's the point. Ta-da! How cool is this?
Yep, very nice. 60s.
I didn't know I had shirts like this.
Yeah, cute. Should probably get changed myself.
Yeah. You alright?
Yeah, yeah. Peachy.
Cool. Can I come in?
Yeah, sure.
Can I compliment the dress?
You may.
It's a nice dress.
Why, thank you, sir.
We match now.
We do.
It's very
Loud.
yeah. It's 60s though.
Yes.
Although I feel like the room isn't.
No.
Feels very
Modern.
Yeah, it's new.
Well, we could go outside.
Yeah. Outside isn't modern.
No. Would work.
It's not new either.
No.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mine's starting to wear off. If we're going to go outside, I might... There's some more. You don't have to join me. I'm just saying for me, that's what I feel.
Okay, yeah.
It's another few hours. No pressure.
No, I don't mind. Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
We could split one?
No, yeah, let's split one.
Split one. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Amazing.
Yeah, great.
Happy?
Yeah, happy.
Cool.
Okay.
What are you laughing at?
You're pretty.
So are you.
Oh, thanks.
You look different.
Do I?
But the same?
I feel different. I feel...
What do you feel?
My jaw feels weird. Like loose, you know? My teeth feel like soft. Grass feels nice. What do you like?
I like birds.
No, you as a person, what do you like? I've never met you before.
I try to be nice.
Doesn't everyone try to be nice?
I suppose so. I'm not as funny as I am now.
I bet you are.
That sounds so weird. You're funny. You.
And what?
Funny.
Oh.
I feel like you'd be funny.
Maybe I'm funny. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah. It's nice to do it with people. Not just on your own. And I feel like... I feel like if the others were here, then I wouldn't be able to get to know you.
No. Not the same way.
No.
Does everything feel better?
Yeah, for me, I think.
Just feel like everything just feels 10 times better.
Everything feels different, I think. Like everything.
Like what?
Like the corn.
We should feel what kissing's like.
Yeah.
Yeah?
We could do that.
Shall we?
Uh-huh. Don't laugh.
Why?
'Cause I'll laugh if you laugh.
Okay.
If feels weird.
It
It's like
does
really
feel
close
weird.
together.
Yeah.
Wait. Did you? Are you looking at me?
No.
Oh.
Maybe I was. I don't know. Yeah,
I feel like people close their eyes.
it just felt weird.
Yeah. But it feels different.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was
Close.
good.
No.
Mm.
Sorry.
Can you
Hungry.
get me some?
Yeah. It's got deep.
Okay. Oh.
You want a sandwich?
Yeah. No ham though.
No ham.
Or mayo.
Mayo.
No mayo.
No mayo. No ham, no mayo.
Just cheese.
Just any butter.
Yeah.
Butter. Cheese. Bread, obviously.
Could take our clothes off. Make it a game. It'd be fun. Until eventually you would be completely naked.
I don't want to play a game.
I don't think I'm going to do acid again. I'd like to see.
Well, there are like tribes who literally wear hardly anything at all and they get on alright.
Could be like an
But
experiment.
like people think it's such a taboo thing.
It's
like a
like-
social construct.
and then
that
wonder
we
why
have
people have like
So I don't
dysmorphia and
I think we should be more.
But you're
open.
literally, I won't ask again ever. I won't ask again. Please, please.
It's only going to get easier the
Please.
first time you do it. First time?
Maybe. Why not?
It's a bit uncomfortable. Second time.
Why not?
Have you got a fucking problem?
Problem. What is your fucking problem? It would probably be very freeing if everyone stopped wearing clothes for the day.
Yeah, I suppose it would be quite nice, but maybe if there was less judgment in people.
Yeah. And just stop caring about how we looked.
Yeah,
This is me kind of thing.
yeah, I mean, Seb doesn't ever really want to be naked around the flat, you know, even when I'm not there.
Maybe we should just do it now.
Do what now?
Just not wear any clothes.
What now?
Why not? I mean, we're in the comfort of our own home.
I mean, yeah, I suppose in theory there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah?
I suppose you're going to do it too, yeah?
Yeah? Are you sure? Yeah? Yeah, okay.
I'm not so sure about this.
Oh,
Yeah, it's all just a bit too weird.
no, I don't want to force you to do anything you don't want to do. Just wait for me to get my top off, I guess. So, yeah.
No, that isn't what I'm doing. I never actually agreed to this.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna head downstairs.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You're right, Livy.
I don't know. Do you think some people are just bad and can't get any better?
I think bad is a negotiation between people. Like a compromise. Sort of. And you have to balance what you want with what other people expect. I heard a story about this bloke who was a vegetarian, and he realised that actually he had no way of knowing whether the plants could feel pain. And so he just stopped eating altogether.
What, he didn't eat anything at all?
No.
What happened to him?
What do you think happened?
Livy did the experiment for me. She solved the mystery in a way I couldn't. I thought a bad trip was feeling sick, feeling your stomach churn and seeing the walls moving and having to tell yourself it's not real. But that passes, predictably. But she got a bad brain. Her ailment wasn't as socially acceptable even as mine. I'm not capable of that level of deep, visceral self-disgust.
Shut up all your windows, lock up all your doors, rip up all the floorboards, and disconnect your calls. We're in it for the long haul, bed sheets fill my mind. I'm looking for the type of glee that's really hard to find. A better place to hide away from the darkness creeping in reality. And if I am to lose my mind, care for places that I leave behind. I've been out in the real world, the people get me down. It's all about the money, so I really tend to frown. When looking for the answers, you'll get turned away. Don't care about your image or what you have to say. A better place to hide away from the darkness creeping in reality.